hot in here. Must be something in the atmosphere. Oh, could be nothing about it. Make you non-stop, true British kind of. Oh, still hot in here.
The biggest crowd pleasers. Well, I mean, there's the obvious ones, you know. I think like Half Light and Wires off the second record. Hurricane off the last record goes down really well. And You Got the Style and Elsa, West Side. To be honest, all of them. Yeah. Our set at the moment kind of goes like greatest hit, new one. That's going to be a greatest hit, greatest hit, new one, greatest hit, greatest
but
hit.
It's just our opinion.
Yeah.
So which is the one you kind of most enjoy playing, or is one that you really look forward to in your set list?
I think at the moment, like, I really enjoy playing a bunch of the new songs. There's Superhuman Touch and Black Swan Song and The Getaway. Those three, you know, feel really good playing those at the moment. I love playing 24 Hours off the second record and Shake Those Windows off the first.
See you then.
There is a difference to this album again. You know, we really wanted to push the songwriting so that in a direction where every song you could just play on an acoustic guitar and vocal and the song would come across really well, and that's what we wanted to almost get back to in a way, you know, just that kind of classic songwriting and that being the most important thing. Also, I really think you know, we've always prided ourselves upon being a really good live band, and I don't really feel like we captured that up until this point on the first three records. You know, I think there's points where you kind of go, oh, yeah, that's the vibe. But just like listening to a record from start to finish, and you almost can imagine the band on stage playing. We signed to Parlophone like 6-7 years ago. You know, they were the best label. Actually, it was like 8 years ago, wasn't it? But they really were the best label for bands. And I think all that changed a couple of years ago. You know.
Well, you know, it's no secret about the whole kind of downward turn that EMI kind of suffered, and I guess kind of we felt like that. Really, in reality, it did affect our last record, and we realised quite quickly that, you know, the label as a home was a very different place to what it had been previously. So to get away from that and find a new home was kind of quite high on the agenda, and so to now be on Fiction is kind of ideal for us. Really.
I mean, to be honest, like Fiction probably are the most successful, like, major label for bands at the moment, you know. So we've gone from one label, Parlophone, which was the best label back then, to now, you know, the new best label in my opinion, you know, and we feel really fortunate, man. It's really good.
Just across the road, sometimes my stereo and in my aching nose.
I mean, for me, when I sit down and write a song, it comes in different ways. I think, like, what I always try and aim for is something that just comes really quickly. And so if there's a melody that, you know, is just making you feel a certain way, and then you manage to grab hold of a couple of lyrics, if from those few lyrics that are just kind of, you know, in your gut or whatever, if they kind of make sense to you, and so you go, oh, okay, yeah, this song could be about such and such, and you get a really clear direction or feeling or emotion about what the song's going to be about, then you know, a song can come pretty quick, and that's really exciting when that happens. And I think, you know, looking back, I think those songs are usually like the most powerful ones.
I think probably one which is a perfect example is Wires, and there's a varying different kind of stories about how that came about. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, I mean, the story behind that, you know, was about my daughter when she was born, and she was rushed into intensive care like on the first night that she was alive, and so it's just about that moment where I had to rush back into hospital. So like 3 or 4 months like after that, you know, I just had these chords and these lyrics came out. Like I say, you got wires, you know, going in, you got wires coming out of your skin. That line, just, I suppose it's in your system, isn't it? And so that came out, and then I kind of knew what the song was about, you know. So then I was able to just run with the rest of it.
It definitely sounds really, really heartfelt as a song, and I think that lots of people sort of identify with it, and as a result it's used in almost every sort of medical kind of documentary. Do you reckon it was kind of an easy song to write, or was it hard because of that? I mean, you kind of see where it's come from, but do you find that sort of putting your heart on a page?
It's a bit of both, really. Yeah, I mean, like in one sense it's easier to write because you know, it's like I say, as soon as you know what something is about and you feel it, you know, it's a lot easier just to, you know, put all those feelings onto paper and into a song. But then, yeah, when I think sometimes, yeah, it takes a little bit more guts to actually bare your soul in that kind of way. No, it was hard with that song as well because, you know, around the time that song was released, like actually the week that song was released, my wife had a miscarriage, and Tim, our keyboard player, his wife had a miscarriage, and there's this really weird kind of irony to it all, you know. But I don't know, we don't want to get too serious, but you know, yeah, it almost made the song more poignant and more powerful in a way.
Probably improved your performance of it live.
Absolutely, yeah, man. Like we were almost all in tears, like playing that a bunch of times. Man.
So I mean, you're really kind of heartfelt family people. I mean, going on tour must be quite difficult. I mean, do your families come on tour with you, or when do you kind of get a chance to go and see your families?
Well, we've got a day off in London tomorrow, and then a couple of days off, a few days after that, you know. So yeah, it's not easy necessarily being away a lot, but you kind of get into a rhythm and a pattern of life, you know.
Do you have any kind of pre or post sort of on stage rituals or of any kind?
Yes, we do. You see this man? We kissed the lucky egg.
Oh, I see.
Which is Ian, our tour manager's head.
Oh, right. I was wondering if we can pan over and have a look at Ian's egghead. There we go.